Hello and welcome to the show. Okay, let's be honest now. For women and men, hair loss is a big deal. It can affect your self-esteem, how you interact with others, how you move in social settings. Studies show hair loss can even lead to depression and anxiety. And my first guest went through an agonizing ordeal after she was diagnosed with alopecia in 2001. But her fears and frustration eventually evolved into a fierce determination not to let women be defined solely by our hair. In 2019, she created BaldieCon. It's a one-of-a-kind conference designed to unite bald men and women all across the globe. Please welcome to the show, Felicia Flores.
Hello.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello, gorgeous. How are you?
I am doing well.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here in your bald and beautiful self.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
I appreciate
indeed.
that.
Let's talk about this journey for you. 2001, alopecia. I assume you started like with so many women, full head of hair. What started happening?
After I had my daughter, maybe about a year later, I noticed some spots that were coming. And they would grow back after a few weeks, and then it just got a little bit more and more, and went to a dermatologist, and then that's when they said that you have alopecia.
Okay, and so that was over what period of time where you got the diagnosis versus when you first noticed the spots?
I want to say about 6 months, you know, 'cause I didn't think nothing of it. I think, oh, maybe I pulled my hair too tight, you know, you're not thinking of it, but when it would come out completely bald, like bare bald, I was like, okay, this is not
it was clean.
Normally, right.
So this is you?
Yes, this is me with, this is when I was wearing my wig.
Okay.
Hiding it.
So let's talk about that. You're saying hiding it, because you're not hiding anything here.
No, I'm not hiding anything there.
Full glory and full beauty.
Right,
and then, of course, Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley,
yes.
so many women who are fearlessly wearing their crowns the way you do.
Yes.
But it was embarrassing at first, right?
Oh, yes, it was. I'll never forget, I was walking, I had a ponytail, and there was like some bald, and the guy said, "Excuse me, you have a bald spot on the thing," and I was like, and I was trying to cover it up with like a low bun, and so I definitely started getting self-conscious about it with the little spots, trying to cover it. But then it just got to a point where all of it just came out.
And so at that point, when you're looking in the mirror, the first time you see what is inevitable, right? You're on your way to a fully bald head. Are you hurting, or are you like, all right, let's just do this?
Well, I was a lady. I was the second part. I was just like, you know what? I went through a traumatic experience at that time. So me having no hair or going bald, it didn't matter. Like, my traumatic experience actually took precedence over that.
Life was life. You had a bunch of other stuff.
And I was just like, you know what? Give me a wig. It's okay. My friends were crying, actually. When they did the initial shave, they were devastated by it. And
how did you feel on that initial shave?
I was gone. I was gone because of what I was going through on the back end. I didn't care at the time. It wasn't until later on, like me starting to date and get out there.
Tell me about dating bald and the type of men who are and are not attracted. What is that like?
Well, you know, that's when it really hit me, you know, because I was covering up being bald, and one day I was dating a guy and everything was going great. We dated for like about 2 months, a month or two. Everything was wonderful, great time together, and I felt the need. I felt it was safe to share with him that, hey, look, underneath this wig, I'm bald and I have alopecia. And he said, oh, let me see it. And I was like, no. I was kind of hesitant. I was like, no, I don't want you to see it. And he's like, no, it's okay. Just trust me. Show me. You can show me. I showed it to him, and he was like, wow, I cannot believe that you're bald. And do you know something, Portia?
What?
I never heard from him again.
Oh my gosh.
No, I didn't. And from that moment on, I built a defense mechanism when it came to dating. Like, I would date a guy and he would have to tell me, I love you, in order for me to reveal that I was bald.
Wow.
Because I would want to entrust because that was just devastating. I mean,
because you wanted to see, do you love me before you can show your whole self?
Absolutely, yeah.
Did that feel at all deceitful, or you really felt like, I need to know before I share something like this?
It did. Honestly, it seemed deceitful, but I was hurt so much by that. Like, you know, I feel I'm a good person, everything, we were getting along. Like, how could you ghost someone that you were, you know, we were having a good time? Like, how do you ghost someone because of something that they cannot help? I could not help.
You can help it. And then I'm assuming everyone always asks, do you have cancer?
Absolutely. That's one of the things. And I feel I'm just so empathetic when they come up to me, because they're sharing their story before I can even stop them, and it really touches my heart, because how do I relate to they see me because I'm bald, so I'm relatable to them, right? And but I don't have cancer, and I don't have any other you know, autoimmune diseases.
Not the health, it's
exactly.
Not
so it touches me, and that's why I kind of did Baldie content, kind of inclusive of, you know, everyone.
Everyone, whether it's by choice or by health condition, understood,
Absolutely.
or just hair loss.
Yes, because some of these conditions are, if you're going through lupus, they have scalp scarring, which is like a burn on their scalp. So to me, that's more detrimental than my, you know, aesthetically not pleasing bald. And then you have someone who's going through cancer treatment, who's facing life or death. So what makes one disease more important than the other when all we have in common is being bald?
And if I may, I just have to correct you. You said aesthetically not pleasing, but you're absolutely pleasing and absolutely stunning.
You.
So I
appreciate you.
I felt like I needed to just set the record straight right there.
Thank you.
And I hope now that this is how you move all the time, right?
There's no, I'm
gonna tell you a few weeks from now that I'm bald.
No, because that was one of my things. To going back to what you were saying, do I feel deceitful? I felt like I was lying and I was being deceitful. And I said, you know what?
I have to own
I'm going to take this wig off, and when you see me, this is what you get. And so I'm totally living in my truth, and I want, you know, anyone else who's bald.
I have to believe that is liberating.
It is. It's bald and free. I am literally bald and free.
Bald and free.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. All right, listen, this conversation is going to continue. Bald and free. That's your new hashtag.